So it's 9:12 p.m. Still June 1st, 2023, and I'm shooting video on Obamaphone 4 right now. Not that there's any issue with the iPhone itself. In fact, it's sitting at 100% charge, and which was more complicated to accomplish than I thought it was going to be. I had quite the oversight earlier today, which I'll explain in a moment. But right now, it's exporting like the next chapter of my vlog to be uploaded. And as I've explained before, iMovie has this really stupid limitation that when it's exporting video that you've edited, put together, what have you, it must be the foreground application. It can't multitask and do anything else as it does that. So yeah, as it does that, it's basically got to sit on the passenger seat with its screen facing up as it goes through that process. And granted, it takes a while because this particular video all put together is about an hour long. So yeah, it takes a while to export that much video. And I don't know, it blows my mind that's. I mean, the whole purpose of a modern, I mean, not the whole purpose, but modern computing devices, you know, either the laptop, smartphone, tablet, what have you. One of the general features that is taken for granted these days, and has been since like Windows 95, Windows NT, is the ability to multitask. That when you've got a bit of software that's busy processing and doing something, you can go to another application and continue to be productive. In this case, what I'd like to do is simply shoot video like I'm doing right now on the iPhone, while in the background iMovie exports my video that I compile to upload whenever I get to a good Wi-Fi signal. But yeah, iMovie, for whatever freaking reason, is incapable of doing that. It's, I don't know, it's mind-bending to me, and it's a good reason I should really be looking for. I don't think that guy had taillights on. And I think he has brake lights on, so it's hard to see. But boy, he just had to really accelerate and rev up his engine and make noise to get to that red light. Anyway, yeah, it's certainly a good reason to be probably looking for a different video editor. As much as I don't like the idea of having to learn how to use a different one after I've gotten kind of comfortable with using iMovie. But on the bright side, since I've been shooting video with both Obamaphone 4 and my iPhone 6s Plus, one thing I've definitely noticed, and this is something I was aware of before when I was shooting a lot of video with the iPhone, that I just sort of, I don't know, I guess I just kind of forgot, because it was more a matter of what do I have available to shoot with versus what options do I have, what's better for what I'm doing at the moment. Which is kind of like where, you know, right now it's like, what do I have available? I have available Obamaphone 4. Everything else is not really capable of shooting video right now for whatever reason, and iPhone is busy doing something else that I'd like to get done and don't want to interrupt. So holy crap, there's like a vehicle at the drive-up ATM and another one in line behind. Wow. And another one pulling in behind him. Oh, you know, I mentioned the last time I went through there that it seemed odd that they only have one drive-up ATM and they have all those windows, and that I didn't think that they had I didn't think they still had drive-up bank service. And turns out at that time when I said that, they did, in fact, have drive-up bank service. I've never used it. I'm generally not here during banking hours. But I noticed, I came here a few days ago, there's a thing here saying, we're making changes at this branch. So, reducing their Saturday hours. I think they're reducing some of their weekday hours too, because I know there was at least one day a week that they were open until 6 p.m. and now it says they're going to close at 5. But this is the one that really got me. So, in addition, drive-up teller services will be discontinued. So honestly, that's not something I used, and if it means that they'll replace a couple of those spots with additional drive-up ATMs, I can get behind that. As long as they don't eliminate the walk-up ATM. Because, God, I hate it when I'm Whoa, quit flying on my face. I hate it when I'm a pedestrian and I have to walk through the drive-up ATM, especially when there's like that many vehicles there. That's very unnerving for me. The banker I've been talking about off and on over at Chase Bank, where I said he discovered that I was what? Oh, I thought I'd already entered my PIN. Whoopsie. I'm just trying to get a little bit of cash. I'm going out tonight, and I would rather not put anything additional on my credit card balances. Yes, I've been watching Caleb Hammer again and listening to Dave Ramsey on the radio. And then on top of that, I'd rather not run a card at the bar, especially since I'm really not buying much. I mean, at best I'm probably just using I'm probably just getting just a single pitcher of beer, maybe one or two pints. I'm not looking to do any significant drinking tonight. All right, movie was exported to your photo library. Wow, and that took me. I was at when I started editing the video, I think I was at 100% battery. Quit dinging car. 100% battery on my iPhone, and as I've said, the battery health on this is really bad. It's at 49% right now. Yikes. Well, yeah, I got somebody messaging me that wants to maybe hang out and go bar hopping. Good times. And she's female. Yay. Not somebody that I find thoroughly attractive, but she's not, cracked me up. Yeah, I messaged her like 2 weeks ago when I was over at Newtown Saloon, and she was acting like it was really far away, and it's like, yeah, this is a bar close enough I can walk to. Hello. And I told her that I was there trying to check out the new karaoke and maybe look at the possibility of getting a karaoke hosting gig there. She just messaged me back, said, that's a gay bar, Dan. Newtown. Do they have karaoke too? And I said yes and yes. One does not necessarily have to be gay to go to a gay bar. Just for the record, you just need to not be bothered by that environment, I guess. I for one absolutely love gay bar karaoke because there's certain genres of music that I love to sing that all right, speaking of different types of bars, let's take a shortcut through the parking lot of the Titty Bar. There are certain types of things that I really enjoy singing that would just fall flat at a lot of bars that I like to go to, whereas at a gay bar it's gonna really do well, including certain types of show tunes. And one thing I really love singing, which just brings a house down over at Ozbar, but I don't see it going over well at other places, is Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham, which isn't exactly a show tune, but it's kind of got that sort of flavor to it. Anyway. But yeah, the friend that's messaging right now, she's, I don't find her particularly attractive, and she seems like she's kind of aged a lot in the, like, I don't know, roughly 3 years that I've known her. I mean, to be fair, I probably have too. But I enjoy when I hang out with her. So yeah, I'm down to spend more time hanging out with her and see where it goes. Wow, that new phone adapter I got has got quite the glow to it at night. Way more than my other one. You know, I almost didn't buy it because I didn't think the styling would look that good in my car, because it's mostly white, and like I said, most everything in my car is black, gold, and brown. It kind of gives a kind of a neat glow to the inside of the car. It's a little bit much, but anyway, it's I believe it is charging the iPhone. Oh yes, it is. Up to 55% already. The funny thing about having such crappy battery health, it charges up to 100% a whole lot faster right now, but it goes down to nothing a whole lot faster right now. It's yeah, it's definitely at the end of its life cycle. And tomorrow, Friday after work, I'm assuming I'm up for the night, and I didn't get as much sleep as I would have liked to have got. I'm thinking, I do know with the fact that I still, you know, amongst many different mental health issues, I'm still bipolar axis 2, and that certainly comes with up periods and down periods, and you know, up cycles and down cycles, and I can see I'm sort of in a manic phase right now, which is not a bad thing if I make the most of it and don't get off the rails. But I do know when I go through manic phases, I don't sleep much. You know, even if I am getting the perfect environment and eating well and getting lots of sex, so I'm not waking up with my body going, hey, when's that? Where's that? You know. I need to shut the dinger off on this phone. Which is really weird that something came through on that phone. That means as I'm driving, it managed to latch onto Wi-Fi from somewhere with the Wi-Fi that it's remembered and receive a message. So that's random. Because, yeah, in case you haven't been following Obamaphone for us, no current service right now. I mean, it's getting bars. It's got a SIM card from Assurance Wireless, but I've yet to put any prepaid service on it. So it's just like it's connected should I need to make an emergency call. But aside from that, like it's not getting anything. But it just got a message, so it latched onto Wi-Fi and got something. No idea what it was. I'll see it later. At least this phone doesn't shut me down. Now I'm gonna. It does let the sound through when I don't have the sound disabled. I need to disable the sound again. I was talking about the differences between the iPhone and like choosing. And one thing I've noticed is for just myself speaking in the car, I get notably better quality audio on Obamaphone 4. At least in some ways better, in some ways not. I definitely can hear sort of a compression sort of sound in the background noise that I don't like. I should have got on the 202 down to the Van Buren exit. It would have been a little faster. Anyway, I definitely get that with Obamaphone 4, which I don't get with the iPhone. But I've noticed my voice is considerably louder and clearer versus the amount of ambient noise that's being picked up on this phone than the iPhone 6s Plus. So, I said a long time ago I was thinking about getting like some kind of external mic to improve on that, and I didn't as much as even go shopping for those. And I should really do that while I can possibly still use my Amazon employee discount. I don't know. I haven't tried to use the Amazon employee discount since the whole debacle of coming back and being told that I was uninvited and needed to appeal that. But anyway, I'm talking about 5 things at once, and I just suddenly forgot all of them. Anyway, there was a bar she invited me out to 2 weeks ago. The guy was messaging me. That's in South Scottsdale, which, whoa, hello. Wow. Jaywalker that I didn't even see until I was practically in front of me. Damn. I'm back. God, I had a... Shut up, car. I had a blast with karaoke over at Newtown. It's 12:36 a.m. Thursday night. Still technically, well, I don't know. It's my Thursday night, but it's technically Friday morning, June 2nd, 2023. Did I say what time it is? I forget. 12:36 a.m. There's still just about a half hour of go do some karaoke time left. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. They shut it down here right around midnight, which is a little disappointing, especially since the show doesn't start until it bums me out that they close that gate, because I'd really like to go out that direction and not have to go out Van Buren. I like using back roads versus having to turn on the stroads. Anyway, yeah, I think I still want to go out and do a little bit more singing if I can. I could go to Hideaway right now. I could. I could also go to 414. I know they're open. And I could also go to, why the hell do I keep wanting to call it Carousel? It's not Carousel, but I think Carousel, it takes me a minute to remember what it's called. Skippers. You can go to Skippers. I know they've got karaoke tonight as well. But the friend that I was talking about earlier, that was messaging me as I was heading out on my way to Newtown, and we've been kind of messaging each other on Snapchat all night. She told me a couple weeks ago, when I was over at Newtown, before I got my car back, when I was over at Newtown, she was telling me about Roadrunner in Scottsdale having good karaoke on Thursday nights, that was her favorite spot to go to on Thursday. Which, of course, I was just like, yeah, probably not going to go there. I looked, it was an option. I could have got there by bus, and, you know, at that point, I didn't have any place I had to be the next day. I could have figured out, you know, I mean, worst case scenario, I could walk home. It's a long fucking walk, but I could have walked home. Oh, wow, there's Solid and Ghost corporate office. Good to know. Not that I have any interest in working at Salad and Go. My older daughter worked for Salad and Go, and I'm surprised she didn't turn that into a good career. She's so fucking smart, and with what she's doing with her life is just blah. I don't know what to do about that. And you know, and what am I doing with my life? Fucking certified forklift driver. Oh, certified. Yeah, so anyway, see, I considered it, and then I ended up having such a good time at Newtown that I didn't want to leave, and then by the time I was done at Newtown, it was too late to get over to, it just didn't seem worth the effort to get over to Roadrunner, but it seems worth the effort now. My friend is not there. She just messaged me and said she just decided to stay home, and she's definitely going out tomorrow. So maybe I'll see her, and maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, you know, do I have a game plan on every night? No, not really. You know, I'm single and free. I do what I want. You know, within my budget constraints. But hear that I got a direct deposit from Amazon this week. I'm not really stressing about it. I'm pretty good. Money-wise, bill-wise. I mean, I'm not rolling it or anything, but I'm not stressing either. I know I got an Arizona tax refund coming soon. And tomorrow I'll be getting my first paycheck. Granted, it's only going to be for 2 days, but my first paycheck from the furniture warehouse. So, yeah, I'm not stressing about that. I didn't really spend that much. I just had a small pitcher of beer, and then later on had a pint. So, but ran into one of my old karaoke singers that used to come to my shows. Been coming to my shows for damn near a decade. Her name is Kim. Haven't seen her in ages. And you know, the funny thing is, I've talked to her in passing, but I've never talked to her before. And I'm like that with a lot of my karaoke singers, and that's largely due to the fact that when I'm running a karaoke show, I'm putting literally everything into it. I'm focused on the quality of the sound, the consistency. I host karaoke with the mentality of a broadcaster. It's just what I do, and I don't start it and then just walk away. I'm monitoring, tweaking the sound nonstop. So yeah, I don't talk with a lot of people during my show. And sometimes people say I come off rude or I come off, whatever, and it's kind of an asshole. I'm like, no, I'm being really short with people because I'm focused on making the person who is singing at that moment sound good. Now, if you come up to me and try to talk to me when I'm singing, or I'm sorry, no, if you try to talk to me when I'm singing, I'll be a complete asshole. Because are you kidding? I'm singing right now. But if somebody comes up and talks to me like while I'm playing a music video or a song, and I've already got at least the first 3 or 4 singers of my next set of karaoke queued up, that's the time to talk to me. That's when I can actually, I've got the level set for the song I'm playing, and I can be friendly and actually have a conversation. A lot of people don't seem to notice that that's when I'm not as occupied. But yeah, I've never really talked to Kim before tonight, and it was so random. Like, I walked by, and she smiled and waved at me, and I didn't recognize her immediately. And granted, I haven't seen her since I worked at Castaways. I want to say probably early 2019. And she's come to other shows I've hosted at. She used to come to Nacho Mama's. My God, Nacho Mama's hasn't even existed in a long time. It was even longer than that, before when I hosted there. So, yeah, great seeing her, and I feel like we really connected. She's older than I thought she was. I thought her and I were around the same age, or that she was maybe a little bit younger, and she's almost but not quite 60. Like, that kind of threw me back. She don't look it. She certainly don't look it. But I mean, there's that old saying, black don't crack. That saying exists for a reason. Anyway, good seeing her, good hanging out with her, and good times karaoke over there. I did see the owner, Michael. I didn't even talk to him about hosting. He kind of told me about what happened last week and why there was no karaoke last week, and it was kind of some personal stuff, so I didn't want to go into it, but it was more involved than just simply technical difficulties, which is what the bartender told me. There was also a brand new banner in front of the bar that shows the new karaoke DJ as well as the new owner, kind of like arm in arm. So I'm thinking that they have more of a connection than I hired this guy for karaoke, which is fine. I enjoy his show. I as a karaoke DJ, when I'm scouting out gigs, it's never been my intention to put anybody out. And generally speaking, like, if I go into a show and I enjoy it and everything seems on point, I don't even approach the owner about working there. Now, I did try to approach Michael about working in Newtown about a week and a half ago because I didn't have another job lined up yet. I'm trying to get some income flowing, and the main thing is I just felt like the show could have been a lot better. It was a lot better tonight. There were no real issues tonight. It sounded decidedly better. Things ran pretty darn smooth tonight. And the host, I can't think of his name, but he's very friendly. I absolutely had a blast tonight. at some point I do want to kind of. I talked to Michael a bit tonight. At some point I do want to kind of talk to him sometime when karaoke's not going on, and just let him know, hey, by the way, here's my card on my KJ, blah blah blah. Still haven't received my cards from Vistaprint. The tracking says it should show up on the 3rd, so tomorrow. Not tomorrow, like later today when the sun comes up, but Saturday. Is today Friday? Sorry, the day today, tomorrow, the next day are such confusing things because every day, I'm awake at midnight. Now, I'm used to midnight being kind of the middle of my day. Now it's kind of early in my day. But yeah, my Thursday night and my Friday morning and my Friday afternoon, that is my day right now. That's the schedule I'm on. I will always be a day sleeper. I've always been a day sleeper. I'm feeling I can make this schedule at the furniture warehouse work. I love the job there. And I feel like I'm fitting in well there. So, I don't know what's going to happen with Amazon. Not even worried about it. Either way, it's a win for me. But yeah, I'm still kind of looking for a karaoke gig. I haven't been back to Bunkhouse to follow up on that because I've been busy, obviously. But yeah, I feel like things are coming together well with the karaoke at Newtown, but I do want to at least at some point touch base with Michael and give him one of my new business cards when I get him, and just let him know. And I'm just reprinting the same last batch of business cards I had with Andy Art's drawing of me, his cartoonish drawing of me, because I'm going to use that as my company image forever. As an homage to Andy, because I miss Andy. Andy was a great guy, and I was just absolutely shocked when I found out that he had passed. So yeah, that's. I remember one time I was talking to somebody at the Dirty Drummer, and he's like, "Oh, you should get a better looking business card. You should get rid of that. That's not good." I'm like, "Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm ever changing that. You have no idea what that drawing means to me." Anyway, almost to Roadrunner. I don't know that I've ever sang karaoke at Roadrunner. I know I've tried to go to Roadrunner for karaoke before, and I've always just shown up at the wrong night, or shown up at the wrong night for whatever reason the KJ didn't show up. Whatever. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is. I know it's like right along here. I might have just passed it and not seen it. It might have been that strip mall I just... Yeah, I think I just passed it. Yeah, I'm definitely too far north. Wow, I literally drove right past it and didn't see it. No, I am not making a U-turn right now on Hayden. I mean, I don't think I've drank enough to fail a breathalyzer, and I feel completely comfortable driving. I feel like I'm driving fine, but I'm not about Scottsdale PD making me do the DUI Watusi on the side of the road and wasting my time. And some of those tests that they like to do, to road tests for DUI, I literally can't do those when stone cold sober. I don't have the best sense of balance. So it's stand-ups every day at the furniture warehouse. We do a routine, a series of stretches, which Amazon did, but there's the last stretch of the routine is something that we didn't do at Amazon. They call it flamingo, and it basically involves standing on one foot while you take the other one and raise the leg up and stretch it, it's a good stretch. It is. I absolutely do not have the balance to do that. I haven't fallen on my ass doing it yet, but I've come kind of close, and sometimes when they're doing it, I just kind of look at everybody and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this. And I don't know how mandatory that stuff is. It's been made pretty clear that at Amazon it's optional. If you don't do it, they're not going to hold it against you. I don't know where Williams-Sonoma stands on that. But yeah, if he comes up and says, I'm going to be like, dude, I'm just FYI, I've got some equilibrium issues. I do not have the best sense of balance, and don't want to start shift by falling on my ass because I can't stand on one leg and flex my other leg and keep my balance. I've got some equilibrium issues. Okay, yeah, I did drive right by it. It is in the strip mall here. And it does not look open. This is not even look still a business. Wow, this strip mall, like the sign showing the businesses are almost all whited out. This whole strip mall looks good. Oh, and there we go. Roadrunner. Roadrunner's still here. The rest of this strip mall looking pretty damn vacant. Roadrunner not looking open though. I got a feeling I might be right back. Oh wait. Oh no, that's my radio. My car's clicking and I don't know why it does that. I kind of think I can hear some sound coming out of it. It's not particularly loud. Anyway, I'm going in. I might be right back. So, karaoke was already done. But I hung out there at the Roadrunner in spite of there being hardly anybody there. And the bartender was so cool. God, I can't wait to see her again. So at 1:51 a.m., still Thursday night, although it's technically Friday, January 2nd, 2022. Rolling out of the Roadrunner, and yeah, they shut their karaoke down early as well on at midnight. So they started earlier though. The poster in the men's room says that karaoke starts at at 8, whereas the karaoke at Newtown Saloon starts at 9. So should have probably done it in the other direction. Started over here and then gone to I don't know, maybe bounced over to Newtown. I had a good time at Newtown. So, but Christy with a K says that the karaoke here is really good. Of course, she never came out. I don't know, maybe I'll get together with her next week over here at Roadrunner. But the bartender, her name was Sonia, I think. I'm assuming she's around the same age as me. We just started. When I came in, I was literally the only person there. Now some other people kind of came and went, but we just started talking about music and karaoke and stuff, and it turns out both of us went to Lollapalooza '92, which is really random. Like when I got there, and she's playing music off her smartphone through their sound system, which is random. Like generally speaking, most bars have a jukebox playing if they don't have any kind of entertainment. But nah, she's just playing music through her smartphone off YouTube. So of course random ads and stuff would come up. But when I got there, the first thing she played, or the first thing was playing, was Jim Croce, Operator, which is just straight up one of my favorite songs of all time. And we just started talking about music, and then the next thing she played was Gordon Lightfoot. It was like, he just died like 3 weeks ago. Anyway, her and I were just chatting the whole time about music, Gordon Lightfoot. After that, she played America. So I was showing her my stuff on my Discogs. So I've got not all my music. In fact, I still have a lot more music to catalog on that app. But yeah. Yeah, we're talking about just the different music she was playing, and it's just funny that her and I are into so much of the same 70s music and 90s music, and I don't know, it's always going to stick with me that the day that Gordon Lightfoot died, I had my Sundown LP sitting on my turntable. I had no idea Gordon Lightfoot was going to die. That was just sitting on my turntable because that's a really great album that I listened to a lot.
Walking Whataburger, how can I help you?
Can I just get a just a Whataburger with grilled onions?
No onions?
No, grilled onions.
Oh, grilled onions. I have my bad.
Yeah. You're like the only burger place that has grilled onions. They're delicious.
Yeah. Would you like cheese on that as well?
No, no cheese.
Alright. Okay, and all the sweetened meal as well?
No, just the burger.
Just a burger with the grilled onions?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, and what about you?
That's it.
Alright, that'll be 647, second window.
Thank you.
Yep.
And while that seems like a high price for a burger, I would much rather deal with inflation than shrinkflation. I know beyond any question of a doubt this Whataburger is going to be as big as it's supposed to be.
Oh, would you like to receipt as well?
Yes, please. Right on.
And then, yeah, right now, I'll do another burger.
No problem.
So?
I said no problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't mind waiting for a fresh burger. Oh damn! Chick making drinks is gorgeous. So yeah, the bartender and I just started talking about just music and stuff, and initially, like, she had played Jim Croce, Operator, which is like hands down my favorite Jim Croce song. I've actually got a really good recording of me singing Operator in a karaoke bar from like, it was like when I first started hosting karaoke. I want to say probably 2005 at King's Cocktails, and King's Cocktails hasn't existed for well over a decade. But yeah, the karaoke DJ there had this secondary cassette deck where he'd record some of his best singers, and every now and then he'd make a mix CD of his singers, and I've still got that. And the one song that he used for me was me singing Jim Croce Operator, and it's a surprisingly good recording. I should really digitize, or I don't even need to digitize it. It's on a CD, it's already digitized. I should really rip that and upload it to this YouTube channel. But so I was loving it. She's playing Operator, like, you're in my space. And then after that, the next thing she put on was Sundown by Gordon Lightfoot. And that's when we kind of started talking. It was just like, it's like, he died like 3 weeks ago. And we started talking about it, and I told her, it's like, yeah, that record was literally on my turntable the day he died. Coming home from work, heard on the news that he had passed away, and I got home, and like, I didn't have to break out the Gordon Lightfoot record. It was already sitting on the turntable. I put the needle on it. And granted, that was after I came into my living room and was just this, I can't think of a time I ever didn't listen to Gordon Lightfoot. I just can't think of such a time. But yeah, I came home and sang some of the stuff that I had. And of all the stuff that I sang, and I have yet to actually sing this in a bar, but in my living room, just trying to kind of channel my inner Gordon Lightfoot and reflect on the fact the world lost one of the greatest singer-songwriters of all time. Sang Rainy Day People. I was feeling that. And of course, went in the bedroom and dropped the needle on Sundown because it's already on the turntable. That's not what's on the turntable right now, by the way. What's on my turntable right now is the last album from Panic at the Disco, which my daughter Allison loves Panic at the Disco. She said she didn't really like that record, and I was kind of surprised. It's I'll be honest, it's probably the weakest Panic at the Disco album I've ever heard, but it's not awful. It's definitely worth a second listen. By the time I got to the second side, it was kind of losing me. Not trying to hate or anything, but it's definitely worth my listens.
The words they make. You want ketchup?
No, I'm good.
No. Here you go, boo.
Thank you. She really just called me boo. That happened. Anyway, yeah, the bartender and I over at, it's a damn near empty bar over at Roadrunner was really connected talking about Gordon Lightfoot. And of course, I to me, probably the most fascinating thing about Gordon Lightfoot is somebody who's lived in Arizona most of my life is that I'm eating my Whataburger. God, it's so good. No shrinkflation here. That's a big ass fucking burger, like it should be. Still a little disappointed. Still very disappointed with Wendy's. And now the bacon double cheeseburger I got last week looked like a fucking slider. I didn't think Wendy's would do that. Straight up rather pay $8 for a biggie bag than get a double cheeseburger that looks like a fucking slider. And that's why I went to Whataburger. Anyway. So, talking to the bartender about Gordon Lightfoot, I told her that Gordon Lightfoot, very, very, very Canadian artist. And a lot of people in the United States don't realize that. Like, Canadians realize that. Canadians, like, kind of grasp on to Gordon Lightfoot as part of their heritage. But it seems like most Americans don't really realize that he was a Canadian artist. Which is funny because a lot of his songs are, like, if you get into his album cuts, not his hits, but his album cuts, make a lot of references to very Canadian things. But what is easily one of his biggest hit songs, Carefree Highway, makes reference to something that is very extremely Arizona. And that's the Carefree Highway, which is a state road that runs from the town of Carefree to the small town of Morrison, which is where it joins the 60, where you're almost to Wickenburg. And from what I've read, I never met Gordon Lightfoot. Would have been awesome if I did, but I never did. But what I've read is that the inspiration for that song was him taking a trip to Arizona and driving down the Carefree Highway and just being enamored by the isolation of the desert, which is not what a lot of Carefree Highway is like now. Suburbia has kind of overcome it, at least between Tatum and I-17. But back then, Carefree Highway was just an open 2-lane road going through the desert. And it inspired him enough to write the song, which is one of his biggest hits. If you've never heard that before, oh my God, you need to hear that. Just take Carefree Highway, let me slip away on you. Anyway, great song. So I was telling her about how that Canadian artist, who's one of his biggest hits, is inspired by a road that's about 15 miles that way. She's like, I had no idea. Of course, the bartender's from here, so she knows where Carefree Highway is. Just never made the connection between the song and the road that's 15 miles north of here. She's like, it's like, God, I gotta play it now. So we just kind of chilled, soaked in the Gordon Lightfoot, and then the YouTube algorithm put on America next, and I forget which America song it was. I know it wasn't Horse with No Name, because that one came on later. It was a different America song, and I had already busted out my Discogs, and once America came on, I was like, yeah, because I'd already showed her like my Gordon Lightfoot collection on my Discogs. And I was like, it's freaking, you're playing such great shit. She's like, oh, it just came on. It's just like, oh, I love this song. Oh, Sister Golden Hair. That's what came on. Anyway, and I showed her probably my favorite thing in my America collection. I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite thing. Like I've got the bulk of their original discography on vinyl. I've got what was supposed to be their comeback album that failed miserably on CD. It doesn't have Dan Peek on it. America without Dan Peek is like the Pips without Gladys Knight. It's I don't know. That's probably kind of extreme. The America stuff without Dan Peek, it's not awful, but it's missing what made that band. I mean, what made the band America great is Dan Peek as a vocalist and a singer-songwriter. At least that's my opinion. But anyway, probably the coolest thing, and it's not really worth much. I mean, I think I bought it for like $10 new, factory sealed. But I got this box set. I forget what the hell it's called, and it's kind of a budget box set. The packaging is very unimpressive, but it's their first 5 studio albums, all remastered, all on CD, in little paper sleeves that are replicas of the original vinyl cover art in a really simple box. I paid like $10 or $12 for it with free shipping. They sound fucking amazing. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I love listening to all my old America LPs. I like listening to America on 8-track. And I have America History on a quadradisc CD4 quadraphonic LP. Someday I'll have the equipment to play that in its 4-channel greatness. But I know her and I just started talking about music, and then the most random thing, like, went in a completely different direction. So the music she was playing, it switched to Neil Young, and I like Neil Young, but I'm not a huge Neil Young fan. I like Neil Young, and I have a significant amount of Neil Young albums and tapes, but most of my Neil Young albums I've only listened to a few times. I enjoy them. There's some songs from him I really like, but I've never really got into Neil Young, as opposed to, say, America or Jim Croce or Gordon Lightfoot, which we'd been listening to prior. So I told her that. So yeah, I like Neil Young, but just not in the same league for me as America or Gordon Lightfoot or Jim Croce. She's like, oh, he's probably like my 3rd favorite singer. I was a little taken back by that. And I think that could have been a good discussion had we gone that way. But then she proceeded to tell me that her favorite singer was Chris Cornell, who is not my favorite singer, but Chris Cornell is definitely in the upper echelon of vocalists that I absolutely just enjoy all of their music. Love everything Chris Cornell. And still kind of shaken by his... Hey, we had a weird discussion about conspiracy theories around his death. I don't know. She said some stuff that had me thinking, and I might Google it at some point, but I don't even want to get on a tangent about that. But and then I noticed she was wearing a Soundgarden Louder Than Love t-shirt. Like, how the hell did I not notice that right off the bat, right? And then we started talking about, and I was like, yeah, I saw Soundgarden, and I saw, believe it or not, I actually saw Temple of the Dog. She's like, oh, I did too. Which is really saying something, because Temple of the Dog was never really a touring band. There's not too many people that can say they've seen Temple of the Dog. And then we started talking. We both saw the same, unannounced, unscheduled performance on the backstage at Lollapalooza 92, and it was just the most random thing. Anyway, looking forward to seeing her next week. I don't know, I might wander over there to see her sooner than that. But definitely going to go there for karaoke next week. Before I go to Newtown, sorry, I got a mouthful of water butter and it just dripped on my goddamn lap. I need to clean my car. It's kind of out of hand right now. Anyway, I'm going inside. Oh, wow. The couple that had loud arguments just landed home right now. Yeah, go inside. Feed the cats. I want to say get ready for work, but it's 2:10. I don't have to leave for basically another 2 hours. But I'm in the mood to just enjoy my record collection right now. I don't know whether I'm going in there to listen to some Chris Cornell or some America. She actually played a random America song that I told her she should check out. Because when we were talking about America, she's like, oh yeah, I know all their hits, but I've never really dug deeper. And that's just one of those bands. It's been one of my favorites since I was a little kid. And so I told her, it's like, hey, you should look, if you're just playing music on YouTube, play Another Try. That's a great song. And it's not one of their hits, but it's just an album track off of Holiday. It's a really good song. Kind of depressing lyrics, but still good. I was telling her about how when America broke up and Dan Peek left, how he found Jesus and got signed to Sparrow Records. It's like, those records are hard to find, but they're good albums. It's not preachy Jesus stuff. It's just Dan Peek singing about life, which is basically what America was. It sounds like listening to America. It just didn't get the kind of push that an America record on Warner Brothers would have got. I'll probably bust out one of those. It's been a while since I've spun my Dan Peek solo albums. But part of me wants to maybe listen a little more to some Neil Young. I know there's a lot of people that really dig his music. I mean, she said that's her number 3 favorite singer. I mean, I'm fairly familiar with Neil Young's stuff, but I don't know. For some reason, his albums have never, sucked me into the point where I'm playing them over and over again. Like most everything from America and Jim Croce and Sundown from Gordon Lightfoot or Temple of the Dog. It's a shame that supergroup only ever put out one record. It's so good, though. She played Say Hello to Heaven from her phone. Such a good song. Anyway, I'm wasting time. I'm talking to myself when I could be inside listening to some music. So I'll grab my burger and go inside. And thanks for coming with me on my Thursday night.